Hi there. Welcome to this live broadcast. I didn't know if I was live. I've had a go at this once before and it didn't work. So it looks like I'm live with you. So welcome to the Tuesday Takeaway. It is fantastic to have you here. I'm going to wait a moment to see whether I can see a comment to make sure that, you can definitely join me this week. So every week on a Tuesday, I am here at 1:30 or thereabouts because I've just been a minute or two late. But yeah, you can always catch me here on a Tuesday, come rain or shine. Okay, so welcome if it's your first time to the Tuesday Takeaway. It's absolutely wonderful to have you here. And also, welcome if you are an established member of this group, because I always love to receive your comments. Okay, I'm just going to check to see what we have here because I can't see anybody in here. And that is always a little bit worrying. So if you are joining live, please do say hello. That would be very helpful indeed. And I'm going to begin. I'm going to tell you about my focus for this week. So I thought it might be helpful for you to know what a week in the life of an independent reviewer is like. I'm not saying this is a typical week, actually, but I can share with you what my last week has been like because it's been emotional. It really has been an emotional week. And it started off last week. So we had the workshop, which was called Getting Started with the Welsh Single Unified Safeguarding Review. Hello, Helen. Thank you for joining. It's lovely to have you here. And I was filled, so this is a week ago, I was filled with huge amounts of excitement and enthusiasm. I was working with Leanne James, who's the project lead from Welsh Government. And I was just so excited about the review model that was under consultation. They're going to have a learning event in their review, which of course, you know, that aligns with what we do. And it's the cornerstone of what we do in reviews. So hugely exciting. And then I was really fired up by this workshop where we decided, there's a lot that we can all do to stop there being many review processes that a family has to deal with after a tragic incident. So very fired up and enthused. This is 1 week ago. And then it's been a roller coaster. I mean, I don't know how your week has been. It has been an absolute roller coaster. So after that, we got kind of section 2 of the emotional mix. And I was dealing with 2 reviews at the same time last week. And their circumstances just seemed to pivot my perspective about so many things, like a complete 360. And when you're quite established in what you do, I've been doing what I do since 13 years, you don't expect that kind of thing. Does that resonate with anybody? So one thing that occurred to me was the way that we as a multi-agency system can stand in the way of the outcomes we want to support. And that's not a nice revelation to have. So well-meaning agencies and individuals, actually standing in the way of what they were aiming to achieve. That's a hard one to kind of lift the lid on. Because of course, as an independent reviewer, it's really important that we are completely aligned with what we're recommending and, feel like we're making a difference, as we all do in our professional roles. That was difficult. And then the second review that I'm talking about that I was dealing with over the last week, I was able to sort of zoom out and watch family members participating in the review and tandem processes that were going on alongside the review in a way that just was so frustrating to them unhelpful to them. They wanted to, achieve a notion that they were going to help the system to prevent this kind of occurrence happening again. And they didn't feel like that. They didn't feel like that at all, which was deeply unsatisfying and unhelpful. So quite a week in terms of those two things happening as well, just leading me to question so much, which is, it's always right to do that, isn't it? We shouldn't go along on autopilot and not be questioning things. Have you had weeks like these? Type into the chat if you've had weeks like those, just up and down, because there is a high note to this in the last couple of days, because I've been talking about the workshop that's coming up this week, and I'll tell you all about it soon. So many of you have shared with me how it feels to be leaving or considering leaving a public sector career, and what goes on emotionally for you in the background when you're contemplating this. Might be after some considerable time, and I'm going to tell you about some of the emotions that people have shared with me about what this is like. So the first one is excitement. So this sense of a new chapter, new challenges and opportunities, which is, the wave that you can ride on, isn't it? It's what's going to help you to make tough decisions and make a change. We've got uncertainty, because you might be leaving behind job security and benefits. And we've got, this for me was like a sense of freedom when I did this. So it was this idea of autonomy, and you're going to escape bureaucratic constraints, for instance. So it's almost like that jump off a cliff moment, What else did we get? We got nostalgia. It's most likely that there's going to be some great and really committed and inspirational colleagues that you might be leaving behind, your routines, your sense of purpose. And then how about relief? Relief is certainly one that came through, because we know that public sector jobs have high expectations, high workload demands, and, looking for a better work-life balance is something that everybody has an entitlement to do, isn't it? Everybody has a right to seek that and think about that. And then we got this one, ambivalence. So if this number of emotions, I've just listed 5 emotions that have been talked about with me over the last few days. If you've got this much going into the mix, you've got this desire for change and personal growth. I'm looking at notes here from what people have shared with me. What about if these doubts, concerns, this sense of loss, coupled with this excitement and this buoyance about what could come next, just leaves you quite ambivalent, and maybe might slow your progress. You might think, I'm going to put this on the back burner. It's too difficult. So yeah, everyone's experience is unique. I can share with you a little bit about mine when I moved from public sector to independent as well. I've talked about, this sense of relief to leave behind high expectations and the bureaucratic challenges, but also knowing that there'd be a new set of challenges. I was quite realistic about that, and I definitely had to learn many, many more disciplines and skills that I would never have had to learn. But looking back on the fact that I expanded my horizons, worked in different locations, met such a variety of different disciplines that I would never otherwise have met and learned about. It was just so expansive for me. It's kind of easy to say now, there's no looking back, but of course, there is no looking back, and it was a great move. But I know how it progressed, and when I didn't know and I was in that kind of abyss, of course it felt really challenging, and it wasn't within the comfort zone. So if anybody at the moment is thinking about this or contemplating this, yeah, I absolutely, the sharing that you've all done with me this week has really helped me to remember what it was like. So yeah, thank you for that. So there's so many people at the moment thinking this way and thinking about a similar type of move, wanting to know more about working as an independent reviewer. And I think I've got something that can help with that. I'm offering a brand new, never offered this before, a free live webinar, and I'm going to share all my insights about my own transition from public sector professional to independent reviewer, and also what it's been like to support over 100 people to learn more about independent review work as well, and make their own kind of journey and watch them, witness them in that, which has been, an awesome opportunity for me. So this workshop, you're going to see a link for it in the comments. It's on the 20th of July, 1 till 2 p.m. It's called How to Establish an Independent Review Practice which aligns with the next steps in your career. And for you to join this on Thursday with me, you don't have to have it all worked out whatsoever. So it might be that you're thinking about just upskilling whilst you stay in your current post. It might be that, you are thinking about beginning a second career. It might be that you're already working independently and you want to think about adding this work to your current portfolio of independent work. Maybe you want to understand how reviews would fit with your retirement plan, of course, which is what lots of reviewers consider as well. And no matter which one of those categories you come into, it's absolutely certain that you will have many, many questions flying around. And I believe that I can take you through a framework that's going to answer the questions for you, and we're going to reserve time for Q&A anyway, so that you can bring your own individual points and questions through. So it's 1 hour, 1 till 2 this coming Thursday. It would be utterly fantastic if I would see you there. I'm going to watch these comments as well to see whether anybody watches. Either you can type #replay in and comment if you want to ask questions here. But the real way to get everything answered and see the fullest picture is going to be if you let me take you through step by step on Thursday. So I'm going to leave it there for now. Leave you with some food for thought. Have a look at that link. Check it. If you can't join live on Thursday, you can also click the link and we'll make sure you get the recording. So yeah, my Tuesday takeaway people are very, very welcome. And if I don't see you then, I will see you next Tuesday for the Tuesday takeaway. So have a great week.